Morning, everybody. I'm out walking around my field again on Monday morning. This morning, maybe I'll get 2 videos up. The last one I kind of gave up on. Everybody staying home's got everything so overloaded, nothing wants to work right. Well, they got to do something, I guess. I've been thinking about all this crap that's going on, and I just realized something. Walking around out here, listening to Tom Petty, which is a good thing to listen to in the morning. And basically, if you want to look at this coronavirus thing in a different way, I know it's hurting a lot of you. I know it is. And it's going to continue to hurt. There's nothing that's going to stop all this. And basically, in the video that I hope to get up before this one, walking around this same field, it's covered in snow. And snowing like mad. Let's look at it a different way. Let's look at the future. Again, I believe there should be $1 trillion infrastructure plan for this country. And it should be done with prevailing wage and made that all products made or go to a construction project of any kind or any kind of a federal project, everything is American made. Everything. The materials, the equipment, everything has to be American made. And if you don't want to think about it, just think what this would do. Factories that make nuts and bolts that you can't buy American anymore will reopen. Investors can invest in. I mean, this is a whole economic thing. And if you sit there and if you've ever been on a real construction site or tried to buy all the parts you need to do a little project at the house, you realize it takes a lot. Well, think about something on the size of a water plant for Flint and all the piping underneath to get the city taken care of. Or even your town, Port Huron needs, Yale needs, everybody around here needs good water service that they can trust and drink. So, with that said, in understanding that how much would be opened up if all materials were American made on all federally funded projects, oh boy, you talk about an economic boom. It won't be stock market crap, it'll be real stuff, real jobs, real people going to work. Now, let's look at the golden lining of the coronavirus. And if you look at it this way, and I'm not trying to say don't go out and do something, what I'm saying is pay attention and everything else to what they're saying. Stay safe, monitor your distances, and if you do got to go out, please practice safe practices. All right? But let's think about this. Your employer is dying. And you know why? You're not there. You are not there. He can't function without you. Do you understand that? No employer can function without you. I've tried to bring this message to you before. All right? They are useless without people to manufacture the cars, manufacture the machines that we need for this coronavirus, the masks. All right? And if we look at it that way, all of a sudden, it changes things. Let's see what it changes. Let's say we all go back to work. I say we need to go back to work. All right? And with that going back to work, we need a plan that is going to help us get back to work. All right? It's going to expand trades and jobs and crafts and factories and whatever if we do $1 trillion infrastructure plan. All right? It's going to make a difference. But what if we all go back to work? Everything's all clear after April 30th now. We all can go back to work. We go back to work. We get our money in the bank and everything else. And then on, say, a specified date, we remind the employers how they make money. And this is what I say. A one-day walkout nationally. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to listen to me. I'm going to tell you what, as I look at things and I see things the way they are and what I've done in my life in my local union, you can ask my brothers. I've had people get up and get away from me. I actually had a brother who was sitting in a chair for me, never come back to a union meeting because of what me and the business manager had a disagreement about. I don't blame him. But if you can't stand the pressure, stay out of it. So let's look at it. I'm an outlier. I'm not going to deny that. I've been an outlier all my life. All right. Use those that know me, know that I can be highly opinionated and I can be highly thoughtful about what I look at. Let's look at the original market recovery in my local union. The business manager wanted to add helpers, take away double time. I mean, he went through a whole thing, changed crew structure. He went through a whole bed of things. And I said, no, reduce everybody's wages by 20%. If you're going to put it on sale so it's still valuable. We do our job and did our job prior to 1982, I guess it was 84, by crew structure. Number of apprentices on the job is limited. We can control it. No helpers. No. I mean, for a while, I worked as a summer helper between my senior and junior year in high school. And I can tell you what, they don't even allow that anymore. But we do now. So let's look at it. My proposal was leave the working agreement alone, keep double time in place, leave crew structure in place, reduce the wages by 20%. I lost by 2 votes. Out of the people in that hall that night, I lost by 2 votes. It would have been changing. So let's look at it again. Let's go back. You deserved to be paid what you're worth. You deserve to let that employer know that he relies on you more than he does on his own savvy. Okay? He can design a product, he can do this and he can do that. He can do anything to get that product, or let's say like a Ford truck. All right? He can do that. But can he do it without you? GM struck. Ford didn't. Chrysler didn't. But GM struck. They came up with an accord, and the rest of the plants followed suit. Not a bad thing. It proved the point. It said that those people they hired for cheap wages, they had to make them, give them a way to become a full-fledged employee. That's a good thing. I don't have a problem with it. I call that apprenticeship. All right? And that's the way it should be. And I don't have a problem if GM, Ford, Chrysler, any of them, in their agreement, want to hire people at a lower wage and call them apprentices. So they're being trained to do a job. Do it the right way. It can be a period of a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever they want. At least those people are getting trained to do the job the proper way. And when it's over, they will replace people that are retiring. That's the natural way of the world. So let's say it again. On a date in the future, after we're all back to work, we pick a date and walk out. Just for one day. And one day to walk out, stand outside the plant or the job site and look at things and go, you are not getting anything done. You know why? I'm not there. Well, they can fire all of us. They can. But it's not productive to them. It's only one day. They can warn you and threaten you and everything else. But I'll guarantee you, they can't. It's kind of like, I learned that, as I said before, social distancing was practiced on me quite a bit. There was times in the local union that I always sat on the right side of the hall and nobody would sit with me. All right? They didn't want it. And when I'd say something, they would look at me like, oh my God, you know. But I did it for a reason. What the local union, what the leadership was doing was wrong. All right? So I've become a pirate in a lot of ways. I was so bad in my youth that it was running around the local union and outside the local union, you know, up in Miami and in Palm Beach County, locals, that I was a troublemaker, that I was useless as a journeyman, that I didn't have any skill and knowledge. And I want to tell you what, I knew more than any of the leadership in that local union about doing my job. And to be treated fair to do my job is essential. So again, let's go back. You are essential at doing your job. I don't care if you sweep the floors in a factory or collect garbage or build buildings. I don't care if you're union or non-union. All right? You are the most important person, people that an employer has. That you have to look at and realize. When you realize that, use that power. Use that power to get what you need. On several times and occasions during my career, especially after I got recognized as a good journeyman, and thank you, Doug Mills, you helped that. You made that possible. Ken Parker, you made it possible, brother. I miss you to this day. Brother Chick, so many of you sat down and recognized what I was. All right? And you recognized that I would stand where I stand, no matter what. You want to force me? Hell, put me at gunpoint. I think that happened one night. And I kind of leaned, tapped on a window of a car was parked by my house in the street with my 12 gauge and said, "Can I help you?" And they drove off. I know who it was. And I can tell you, I wasn't afraid of them. I was afraid for my family, and I would have killed to protect my family. So I'm saying, realize right now, sit and look at it in a way about how much power you really have, okay? You as an individual grouped together as a million or 2 million or 3 million individuals can change the outlook, can make employers realize again that their stock price doesn't do shit without you. You build it. They design, they do this, they do everything else, they plan, but you're the guy who does the work. You're the gal that does the work. The only people I would exempt from this would be nurses and doctors, of course. Primary care for individuals. All right, anybody who works in a hospital or nursing home or where people need help, please stay in place. I'm not against nurses striking, all right, but they have to do it responsibly because nurses have a primary design in their life to take care of their patients. Good nurses are hard to find, and I know some good nurses. My wife is one of the best. So, think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying and what you might find that you do have power. No matter how less powerful you feel, you do have power. Even me yelling at some Marine at the White House Veterans Line yesterday gave me power. And I told him what I said was recorded. I said, show it, give it to the president. Let him hear it. Because as far as I'm concerned, some bureaucratic asshole is screwing with my health. And doing so in such a way that hurts me bad. Well, that's all for today. I hope everybody is safe. Please practice safe distancing, whatever they want to call this, social distancing, whatever they want to call this. Stay in your house unless you really need to go out. Pay attention to the experts. Don't listen to Dumb Donald, because that's what he is, Dumb Donald. The stock market's crashing, our economy's going to shit. It was going to happen anyway. It just happened real fast. Have a good day. Stay safe. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your attention.